Hello and welcome to some early evening map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You are very, very welcome. So, I think sound effects are working today. Yep. So we might use them maybe today. Don't know if that's working. No, still not working, that one there. Some of my buttons are working, some aren't. So it might be quids in. Like that one's not working. How come this one's working? No, that button I pressed a second ago is now not working. Same button. Oh, I give up. I'll tell you what. This... Hang on. What? No. Well, none of my buttons are working. I mean, literally, none of my buttons are working. Let me do this. And let me do this. Funny things are afoot. And that's now kicking back into action. But yes, none of my buttons are working. Now it's reloading, I think. I'm very confused. Life is better without buttons. I think that's the one thing we can learn from the start of this. Why are you not... There's definitely... Is the game actually working? The game is working. Is the stream working? Stream looks like it's working here. Ah, the software has just kicked back up. No, I don't know if the... let me try it now. Well, it's working for the moment, but I really don't trust it. Very, very funny things are afoot. Right, okay. Hello. Map making. Yay. Sorry, one of those things that I tested it before we started the stream, and then once I started the stream, it weren't working. Right. Something else that was funny happened with the map. So, last time I was here, I told you that I had the oil fields detailed with just some basic detailing like this, and all of the basic detailing. Well, the props and the buildings. Hi, Randon. The props, these little wells, and the stumps. Where I mean, some of these are just stumps deliberately. So yeah, the wells aren't in these locations at the moment. And the factories in this area were gone. The trenches were still there, but those were gone. The other thing I've just noticed is with my rail bridge over here. Remember all that time I spent detailing the rail bridge, making it a custom rail bridge, and removing the pillars that were in the water? Well, we're back to the original rail bridge. So I'm probably going to have to do some imports to get the old rail bridge back in place. I don't know. It's just there are some weird things at the moment, and it's stressful. Right. So anyway. The roads again, I put these down this morning. If you were here for this morning's stream, you'll have a pretty good idea what I'm doing with the roads. These roads here, not the hard work as guides for me with my tree painting. I think I would like to do these today, because this over here I am very nervous about, for want of a better phrase. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do any of this down here at the moment. Whereas over here, this is just prop line tool, but finding the right props and the right balance in down here is my thought process. I did start tinkering pre-stream whilst I was trying to get everything up and running, and that's all I have to show for it. In fact, I'm going to remove that because at the very least I am going to want to retry that. So you're gone. Right, so there's currently no tree painting. We're looking to make some avenues. Faux avenues, not actual avenues. Avenues, just lines to make this area look like it's part of a city, or was part of a city, or should be part of a city. Some of these, like this square here, I might make this out to be a park, or where a park should go. This over here, this little angle here, I think that should just be a wood. That shape there. But it will fit in with this. It'll also fit into a transition on the rail line. And this road here is a faux continuation of the rail line that we can line as well. So that's my thoughts. That's what I think we'll go for that today. Let's start with, I'm going to start over here, the downtown. I reckon we'll go with those what they were cherry things, weren't they? That's not correct. It wasn't cherry. Dang it! Oh, will you come off of here? I am having one of those days. I had one of those days yesterday as well. If we click off of that. Oh, I'm still in the... Look, I'm going to shut this freaking thing down. There, you're gone. Oh, I'm stressed. Try not to be stressed, BonBon. I'm trying not to be stressed. It's this one here. I'm sure this is going to say cherry. And it's the sugar maple, not cherry, sugar maple. Right, okay. The sugar maple we are going to use. My pre-practice area was just to find out the perfect distance between. And I think about 17 meters is ideal. And we are going to... Hi, Grizzly. It is... Hang on, I can only see the last part of your name. I'm sure it was Grizzly. Yeah, Grizzly Gamer. Hi, Grizzly. Right, so I reckon from here up to here. Oh, it's almost perfect, isn't it? Almost. I'm going to go backwards from the corner to be or not to be BonBon. Today I will be BonBon. Whether you want to be BonBon is a completely different story. Right. So we have one faux avenue. That's faux as in F-A-U-X rather than F-O-E. Faux as in fake, because these roads will be removed and just got rid of, disposed of. Disposed is the word I'm looking for. I reckon I'm just going to start off with these like this, and then we'll just see where we are, right? I'll just see where we are at the end of it. Because I have no idea what the end effect of this is going to be. I've never tried anything like this before. Putting down tree lines and then removing the guidelines and hoping it feels like a city. City layout. Again, it's just there to inspire, not to actually dictate anything to players. Right, that's good. And we'll do this one over here as well. I would say from about here downwards. Hi, hang on, let's see who's going on in the chat there. Azareth. There's something devilish about that name, but I can't quite play it. As in Azrael. That's what. Azareth. I don't know. I'm excited for Cities Skylines 2. I'm as excited for Cities Skylines 2 as I could be. Right? All the stuff that I'm concerned about, I've been concerned about since, well, pretty much when I made the video a couple of years ago, the 12 things that I want in Cities Skylines 2. Because although we didn't know it was coming, we could smell it in the wind, right? There was no confirmation. They were denying it, but they definitely were working on it, and we knew it. I'm about as excited for it as I can be. There are grumbles, of course there are grumbles. It wouldn't be life if we didn't grumble about things. There are grumbles and issues, and we know that the game will have issues, partly because it's a paradox game. Oh man. And partly because we're already seeing some issues. The classic being the zoning on a curved road, which is, by all appearance, no better than in Cities Skylines 1, which I have to say is a huge frustration. One thing that does look better is buildings that are built on a slope appear, whether I'm right or wrong, don't know, but appear to be better handled. The old base plate of the building doesn't. I mean, yes, it's kind of still there, but it's not as hideously handled as in Skylines 1. But the buildings on the curved road really are a bit of a bleh, you know. I'm going to move that last tree in a second. That said, I probably don't need to. If I just align these with the highway or the road that we've got here. So yeah, am I excited? Well, kind of. I'm taking a week off of work to play Skylines for a whole week, and I'll be streaming pretty much all of it. So I'm excited for having a week off of work. Thank you, Paradox. Thank you, Colossal Order. I do like a week off work. I don't get paid for having a week off work, but hopefully I'll have learned the game enough to be able to make some decent tutorials, and I might make some revenue from YouTube, because it is tutorials that drives my financial aspect of the game and of the channel. So I'm looking forward to that. CS2 is dead for me. Dead? Oh, Harry, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why? Hey, what, why? What, why? Why, what? Why? Why is it dead? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Right. There was a question there. Hang on. Does the 6-lane road have the same width as the one you used? It could do. I don't know. At the end of the day, they're getting deleted anyway. These are guidelines. I'm using these as guidelines and nothing more. So I'm actually, I don't have, oh, this is horrible, isn't it? This is horrible. What do you mean I can't get, oh, maybe it will work. There we go. That'll do it. And then we'll do an extension of the highway or the road down here. Just guidelines to give, and again, I'm probably going to end up playing about with these trees as well. In terms of, they're not all going to be these sugar maples. It feels a bit weird with them all just being perfect as well. We're going to have to take some of these out. Maybe do a little, I don't know, a little something. I haven't really thought it through properly because I've never done this before. This is a new experience, a new experiment for me. Whether this works or not is in the laps of the gods. I really do not know. Right, you can come all the way down to here. We will see. What's the hang on, what was that? Boom, boom, boom. For now, I assume all the things I dislike, that is most of the things I've seen, won't be there in the release game. Well, we will see. We will see. Look, like the flickering of the map seen in some videos. Things like that I think might be ironed out. I don't think that will be in the final thing. Maybe. possibly, don't know. I speculate that it'll be ironed out. There are things, I mean, say, I've said this time and time again with regards to the number of vehicles. Like, we joke about it's all smart cars and motorcycles without riders. Well, we've seen riders put on the motorcycles already, and adding extra vehicles to the game is as simple as just importing the models and the numbers, which they can do. You know, if we want to add new vehicles to our game, we go to the workshop, we click subscribe, and the vehicle is added. So in terms of more vehicles, not the world's biggest issue. It's more mechanical issues like the curved road zoning. That is a big problem, and I don't see that being resolved at all. I'm sure Cities Skylines 2 will be like Cities Skylines 1 with the curved road zoning as is, and it'll be one of the things that we moan about all the time, as opposed to the stuff that we moaned about all the time with Cities Skylines 1, which was different. And Cities Skylines 3 will be moaning about something else, probably. That's a long way. Oh, blimey, that's a long way away. Thank goodness. We've got to sit through about 30 different DLCs, or actually take that back, 100 different DLCs before we see Cities Skylines 3. And of course, a zillion mods and 2 zillion assets and 100,000 million maps, assuming of course we have maps in the map editor. Map editor maps, I'll go with that. Okay, so that's my thought process there. Don't start me ranting. I want you ranting. I want to know. At the end of the day, you're allowed an opinion, and please take this opportunity to vent it, because at the end of the day, I mean, you don't know, there might be somebody from Paradox or Colossal Order listening in. They might be here, they might be in the room. I mean, they won't be, but they might be, and if they are, maybe they will listen. I mean, they won't, but maybe they will, and if they do, your ranting here might make Cities Skylines 2 a better gaming experience for everybody. It won't, but maybe it will. Oh man, it's brilliant. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? You can go there, you can go on the pavement, because you can go to there. Right, you're on the curb there. You can come up to here, which means I want to take that one from just off the curb there and bring you up to here. That's not too bad. And we have to there. Looks like we're doing the same again here. Right, you're going to the corner of here, and you are coming all the way ish to there. That's coming together. This was not taking long. Quick chats. Chats. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to spend hours working on the map on a system that doesn't help. They should make a game better. I think they should make a game better than creating a new game. I agree, but I also don't agree. There you go. Got a boat in the horse in each stable here. Right. Reason I'm disagreeing with you. I mean, in principle, I agree with you, but the game now is 8 years old. It's old generation, so making the game better. I mean, it's like if you buy a vintage car. Let's say you buy a vintage car, you can fix it up. Let's say you buy a vintage car and it's busted. right? It doesn't run. You spend all your time fixing it up, getting the parts, making the car purr, right? But it'll only be as good as a vintage car can be. But it can be purring. Then, so I'm just trying to get this to about here. That'll do. So yeah, so you can get the vintage car purring, but it'll only ever be as good as a vintage car will be. It won't be like a Tesla or a Lamborghini, or unless it's a Lamborghini from 1950s. You know what I mean? You get my drift. I think you get my drift here, right? And it's the same with an old game. Making it better was what they should have been doing 8 years ago. Right, what are the problems with it? And I'm sure they were. I'm sure there are things in the game that they went, oh, blimey. Because, again, they didn't expect... They hoped for a hit, but they would never have expected the success that they got from Cities Skylines. There's no way they could have expected that. It just would have been sort of like, oh my, we've hit something here. Yeah, keep it going. Let's get some DLC out for it, right? Whereas now with Cities Skylines 2, they know. They know they're going to have a hit on their hands. There's no way they can't have a hit on their hands. And so... Oh dear. You know, I'm going to remove that tree there in a minute. But that's okay, because we're going to be removing all the roads as well. So yeah, So for me, it's an 8-year-old game. It's that vintage car. It can only be as good as... Because you're building from the bottom up. And fixing it, there's just only so much you can do on the old... Because it's on an old version of the Unity engine, right? There's only a certain amount that you can actually do. And so I would say, yeah, all good with launching a new game. However, there are going to be some things that the experienced Skyliners are going to be. Zoning on curved roads is a big one for me. Big one. It's great if you love your grid cities. I'll stick by this. I'll stand by this. The grid city work I've seen on with the new engine looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. So if you're trying to recreate grid city, so a lot of American players are going to love it. I know not every city in America is a grid city. If you go up into the mountain towns, you can't have a grid city. It just can't happen. So yeah, American mountain towns can be very almost European style. Whereas if you're in Europe, there aren't many. I mean, there are a few, and there is always some level of grittiness in towns, big towns, because but it's not like an American grid block, a grid in a British, say a British town. But there are towns that have like a certain grittiness to it. But a lot of European cities are old and are basically just expanded and expanded and expanded. So I think there's going to be a lot of European games that might be a little bit miffed with some of the potential. Again, they may have it fixed. They won't, but they may have it fixed, but they won't. Right? I know I'm like a bloody stuck record on loop, but I'm just being honest with you. They're not going to fix that. But the flickering, I think the flickering might just be, I mean, it's probably something that is isolatable and just tweakable. Says he with absolutely no... Siren to the BonBonB players. Yeah, says he with no coding experience whatsoever. But it does feel like something that is tweakable. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Let's have a look back at the chat. Wonder what DLC will add, given they're adding a lot to the base game. Oh, there's lots. There is lots. For example, we have themes now, right? We have themes. The themes we're starting with are European and US. Wonder there'll be many DLCs to add more themes. There we go. Random saying it in the chat as well. Yeah, there will be Japanese theme. There will be a Japanese. I think it's got to be one of the early ones. There'll be a UK theme. There'll be. I mean, we've already got an early DLC for San Francisco, bringing in San Francisco police vehicles, etc. And so there are lots of ways of doing that. But on top of that, for us up, we don't have bicycles yet. There'll be the equivalent of what it was After Dark that brought in bicycles in the original game, I believe. So there'll be the equivalent of that to come. I mean, there's DLCs. There's a never-ending list. Well, I say never-ending. It can end, but it won't. But it can, but it won't. So yeah, it's a good question. What DLCs? There will be a lot of content creator packs as well, because the best content creators are as good as, if not better than. I'm going to say it right now. As good as, if not better than, the devs in content creation. So give them a shout. I still think, although it's not been confirmed yet, but that first content creator pack, or second content creator pack, with the was it American Row Houses or whatever it was. If that is not Smileys, then I don't know what they're doing. The other one, the modern buildings, I'm speculating Luminu. But there was another one that popped to mind a while ago. I was doing a chart show and there was a modern building. I thought, oh, of course, that creator as well. It could be them. So I would say I'm 90% that we'll have. My job was 90% we'd have hexagons, but I'm 90% we've got Smileys with a content creator pack, and I'm probably about 40% on a Luminu. Luminu's the one I would choose if you're going to do modern architecture. I think Luminu, but then you've got a lot of the Oriental builders, so someone like Amalaya or somebody like that. There are plenty. I mean, I've just picked one out at random. Oh, also, what's the name? Quadriators. You're looking for modern. Quadriators was doing the fantasy buildings, sci-fi buildings. That would count as modern, or postmodern, because it's after modern, isn't it? Sci-fi, I guess. Although postmodern's a different thing altogether. I do understand that. Clearly I get that. Right, anyway, we are just marking out all of these avenues before deleting all of the avenues, because that's the strategy that I'm running with here. And then probably changing some trees or adding some trees. I just want to see what it looks like once I put these down, just as a core feeling for these roads. And if it works, or it looks like it's going to work, I'm definitely going to roll with it. I want to roll with it. I want to roll with it. Right. There's that. We've got a whole chunk here that's missing. Right, let's have a quick look at the chat. You pre-ordered the expansion edition. Good for you. You could leave the radio stations out. I think we could all leave the radio stations out. But there's got to be something, right? They add them, which means they must sell. There's got to be a whole bunch of people that like the radio stations. And that being the case, that's why they keep including them. If they didn't sell, then they wouldn't add them, surely. Or maybe they are ridiculously cheap to make. I don't know who makes these radio stations for them, but you know, if there's some, I mean, let's be a bit offish here and say, let's say there's a 15-year-old in Stockholm who's really good with his I don't even know what the software would be called, but really good at making faux radio stations or whatever, and then just get somebody to voice them over, It's only they're only about an hour of footage, so the voiceovers is only going to be what, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of voiceover, and then somebody making some creative commercial. I mean, they're relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things, so how many have you got to sell to recoup your money? I don't know. I do not know. All I know is I could live without them quite happily, but as a business model, I kind of get it. I more than kind of get it. I get it, right? I get it. I run the business, and there's when I started my business, there's a product in the UK called acid drops. They're basically lemon flavoured boiled sweets. They're not really sour or acidy. Well, we do sell sour sweets, but they're called acid drops. It's the classic name for them, and I used to stock them, and I more than used to stock them. I would still be stocking them apart from a small problem, but I used to stock the best one available, a nice sharp, really lemony boiled sweet, beautiful one, and then it didn't sell. I mean, it literally did not sell. They had a shelf life of 3 years, and at the end of the 3 years, I still had about half a jar left, so I threw them away. Then, well, you've already guessed what happened. I got people asking, "Oh, do you do acid drops?" So I thought, F my life, you know. I went down the wholesalers and looked for the cheapest acid drop there were, because I thought, if I'm going to get acid drops back in stock, I'm not going to spend an absolute fortune on the best ones. I'll just get some cheap ones in and see what happens. Got them in. They sold like wildfire. They sold really well. I mean, not just slightly well, but really well. Now, my word to describe them is they're junk. Absolute junk. It's a lemony flavour glucose sweet that has no real bite to it whatsoever. And surely, if you're going to have a lemon sweet, you want to have a bit of sharpness to it. But they didn't. The difference between... Mr. Motorbike. The difference between the ones that I was stocking, I was stocking, the expensive ones, the good ones, and the ones that suddenly were selling, was the ones that were selling, while they were cheaper glucose style boiled sweets, were in wrappers. And people are fickle, because sweets not in wrappers tend to get sticky. Except for, do they? There's glucose sweets are made from a glucose syrup base, and anything from a glucose syrup base is going to try to return to its original base, which is obviously a syrup. Whereas standard boilings are made from a sugar base. Sugar is a solid, and so those sweets do want to return back to their solid base. Am I getting too technical here? Right. I don't even know what started me off on this, but yeah. So these expensive ones weren't wrapped because they didn't get sticky. They wouldn't stick to each other in the jar or in the bag, with the exception of if it was a really hot or humid day. In which case, yeah, of course they're going to stick together, but most of the time they won't. So they remain. So I was stocking the good ones because I want my customers to have the best possible experience, but they didn't buy it because it didn't look right, not because it didn't taste right. So I then switched to the cheap ones. I was making, wait for this, 900% more profit on the product because it was such a cheap product. I was getting the expensive product in and selling it more or less at a discount price because I couldn't justify selling it for more. I got this really cheap and tacky product in, sold it at the regular price. They flew out, and I've stocked them ever since, apart from they are out of production at the moment because since COVID, a lot of things have gone to poop. So anyway, long story short, market forces. I understand them doing radio stations. If they are cheap and easy to flog, why would you not do? Why would you not do them? How's the progress on all of this? We've done all of these over here. Did we do all of those over? We didn't do all of those over here. I don't think I want to do both sides of this. I'm going to do both sides of the road. What the heck? Doesn't matter if it's going down to a station, does it? Surely. Right, that's one. Let's go the other one. Because at the end of the day, it's a faux road. Yeah. So where are we? Let's go back to the chat. I've skipped so much in the way of chat. If anyone is actually working on the game here, a great addition would be the game 100 times better would be giving me a free copy. Your friends that have literally hundreds of vintage cars from the 50s and 60s, they run better than any modern car and offer more stuff than any modern. Well, like I say, I use that as an example because I know nothing about cars, and you clearly do. So I will bow to your knowledge. It's a very poor analogy in that case. But anyway, yeah, I'm so wrong. Okay, I'll take it. I'm so wrong. Okay, so what we're saying is my whole analogy was a waste of time. That's fair enough. It's okay. I do think the base game will be better than CS1. Could not be. Can't wait for it to come out. Yes. Yeah. The base game will be infinitely better. We will all enjoy it infinitely more. I think that, I'll stand by this one, I think the vanilla gameplay will be actually quite enjoyable. Depending on how deeply you want to go into it. Depending on how deeply you want to go in with it. But the actual, yeah, if you want, when we come to the modding side of it, I don't know how well that's going to work. Because we know nothing about that yet. You would love Japanese, Chinese, Korean and French. Honestly, the list is endless. I mean, we haven't even touched on Aussie. We've got a whole bunch of African cultures. So many options. Mexico, Brazil, going across to the west coast of... so you've got a lot of Peruvian, Chilean, Bolivian... So there are so many different possibilities that open themselves. India, Russia. Oh yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of people. Oh no. Yeah, but we're talking architecture here, okay? Yeah. But yeah, they could leave I do agree, they could leave the radio stations out. I'm with you on that one, but they're probably cheap. You went from radio stations to lemon candies, but go on with some BonBonB law. With the cars, yes, I do agree. CS1, yeah, this is the thing, we have to move on because that the engine we're working with, the engine I'm working with here, ain't great. But it is what it is. 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 I think I'm going to just go with a. I'll be removing a couple of trees in a minute, I think. But that's fine. Because this is just, again, placeholder. I just want to see if it works. If it works, if I get the effect that I'm after, I think I'll go with it, you know. It might just work. Right, that's all done. Don't think I want to be lining this with the same trees. I'm going to switch the trees for the highway. What would be the highway? The pretend highway. It's not a highway. What was higher up? I'm sure I missed some more stuff. Oh, I missed loads of stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? SimCity 4 did better than CS1, CS2 styles or themes, as they're called. You had New York 1940, Chicago 1890, Houston 1990, and Euro contemporary. They understood how styles work. Yeah, well, there's room for improvement, shall we say? Yeah, and how architecture in different periods and cities even hang on what and how architecture in various periods and even cities is. Yeah, yeah. I think Paradox stroke Colossal Order, because I don't know, we know who makes the game, but of course how much of that is driven. So how much of that is Paradox saying to Colossal Order, hey guys, we've got a really good idea we'd like you to implement into the game, or how much of it is Colossal Order going, Paradox, we've got this thing we want to implement into the game, what do you think, will you, and so forth, because it's a bit of both, I think. But the recent industrial evolution thing with Avania, okay, I know it's not strictly what you're talking about there, but it's something a bit different and something more down those lines, which is has again been sorely missing. At least we haven't got so many, maybe no cartoony buildings now. Although the cartoony characters, the Sims, come on, the Sims, oh my god. Adult diapers is the only thing that came to mind when I saw that footage. And again, I've said this before, I will say it again. Is it not absolutely brilliant that we had to wait an extra week to see that footage because they wanted to showcase it to us? They wanted to showcase it. They put it back a week because they were going to have new footage, and the new footage they had was that. And it was like, okay, great. Well, I guess we've got characters that walk like they poop themselves. Okay. But again, I've said this a zillion times also, character animations is something that can be amended until quite late on. You've only got to look at the animations on Sven Berlin. He's made a whole bunch of animated assets with he did the ones, the New Zealand hacker, doing the hacker, if you call it a dance. It's not really a dance, but you know what I mean. But yeah, you had that, and he's done a whole bunch of animated stuff. Now, if he, in his free time, can model dances and whatever in his living room or wherever he sets the camera up to track his own body movements, then there's plenty of time for Colossal Order to get everything cleaned up and done. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful for for an improvement, because at the moment it's almost laughable. But these are the easy things to fix. The easy things to fix are the things that should be fixed. And of course, you might say, well, they should have been fixed already, but it's only when the game starts coming together at the final stage. Like with the map here, I'm saying I think I'll have this out by the end of next week. Right? That's my schedule. I think I'll have this done by the end of next week. But, and this is a Kim Kardashian big but, anything can happen between now and then, both in the actual development of the map, like where the bridge has lost its detailing, or I might do all this, I might spend an evening doing all of this, and do you know what? It might not look right. It might not work. I might not like it. So that'll be an evening lost. And this is just making a map. This isn't actually developing a game. So yeah, I'm ever hopeful. I've got a faux roundabout here. It's okay. It's all right. It's just a faux roundabout. It's not going to be there. It's just going to be. It's the shape of a roundabout, so that we can make it look like there's a roundabout, or was, or should be a roundabout in the movie city at that location, and then players can just ignore it, build around it. That's exactly what they should do, or build over it. Well, hang on. What's the hang on? Whoa, there's a question there. There's a question. Will you go back and review CS1 maps? Anything is possible, right? Anything. Let's say CS2 is completely broken. It won't be, but let's say it is. Possibly. You know, but also I want to move on from CS1. I've been doing it for a long while now. The channel has stagnated. We're not getting any growth at all. In fact, we're seeing losses at the moment in subscribers because I'm doing streams and people have subscribed to the channel not for streams but for tutorials and stuff, and they're probably getting notifications that are annoying them about constant streams from somebody that they don't want to watch streaming. So this is currently killing my channel, but you know, whatever's Trevor's. If they are not patient enough to wait for Cities Skylines 2 to come out for my content, then more for them. But ideally, I would say the answer to your question is absolutely bloody not. No. I'm done. I'm done with CS1, with the map editing. I want to move on. I want this to be a Cities Skylines 2 channel. In fact, I want it to be a channel with multiple games on it, but anything else I do, again, negatively affects my channel, which is why Viewfinder has stopped. I've got a couple of episodes ready to upload to BonBonB Too, but I haven't edited them yet. I've been too busy with the maps and stuff. But yeah, a Viewfinder. I thought that would be absolutely brilliant on this channel. I think people would have loved it. No views at all. Got the short that I did last week for Cities Skylines 2. Hardly a thing. You get other people out there making absolute shit on YouTube and getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of views. And I try and do something that's topical and new and unique, and it gets nothing. I'm not hard done by. I'm not hard done by. Right, okay. I reckon that needs to be a different tree. This needs to be a different tree. That's going to be some kind of park. I'm going to see what this looks like minus the roads, and I'm going to do that with move it and nodes and segments. Let's start with this. What does this look like? Ooh. It looks okay. I definitely want to switch out some of these trees. That is definite. But it looks okay. It kind of looks a little bit inspiring. It's not exactly what I want, but it's, do you know what? It's good enough for me to say I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to let it have its day. And so we'll throw that. You lot have gone. Your channel is a niche one. City builders are a niche. Yeah. I don't want to be niche. Right. Road net lines looking like the lines of Nauka. If you meant Nazca, I don't know. If only somebody could make a map based around the lines of Nazca. That would be so cool. I mean, there is one. It's a bit rubbish. Isn't that right, Random? Random did a truly exceptional Nazca map. Well worth checking out. What is going on here? Oh, hang on. The game's doing laggy stuff here. There we go. But yeah, it's a little bit like that at the moment, but it's placeholder. Usual rules. It just gets me. It's like if you have a look over again, you may have missed this yesterday. See how I've detailed the quarry area here? I'm liking the shapes of the trees. This is good news. The bad news is these are placeholders. They have been painted in with, as you can see, there is a big difference between these and any of the tree painting anywhere else. This is placeholder to inspire me to come back and basically recreate this area here, but with the right tree mixes and the right balance of trees and the right density of trees. And so the same is going to happen here with these roads. Is I'm going to use these tree lines as inspiration. Some of these I may remove. Like I might do something like, I need trees. I might do something like this, and so on. I might come over here and take out a little stretch of those like that, possibly that sort of thing. I'm going to leave that like that. Actually, I'm good with just those two sections being like that. I'm going to need to use the bulldoze tool here because I don't want to take out our friend the flyover, aka the overpass. We're going to use, you can go, thank you. Trees have got to go, thank you. We'll take you and bulldoze that, and use you and take out that, and except for not that, hang on, let's redo that one. You're gone, you're also gone, and you can be gone too. And then we have all of this, that is gone, and all of that is gone too. Right, so we've got these over here. Also, you are gone. Let me grab. Why am I? Oh, trees. That would help. Right. Bump. Bushes. Bushes. Not trees. Bushes. 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 I need the bushes. Give me a bush. Any old bush. That kind of sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? Right. Okay. I have a bush. It's a Brazilian bush. Come back to the ruined boot. Like that. And then maybe this one. Maybe. Copy you. You come with me. You come over to the ruined boots. Yeah. And then because why not? I've lost the roundabout. The roundabout's over here. I've lost the roundabout, Mum. Like that, and then we'll finish it off with a couple of spikies. Come with me, Mr. Spiky. Wow. Yeah, I may have to. Oh. Hang on. Have we got the right tree here? There's only one way to find out. I think we have. Right, you two can boogle. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a couple of these riverside-y ones that I've been using. I want a bit of extra coverage in the ruined boot. The ruined boot. Wow. How big do you want to be? What size? I think those are out of scale. Hang on a minute. There's something very weird with the scaling on those two guys. Let's go to the riverside, where there are some over here. Let me grab one of these. That's probably better. That was weird. Did you see that? Hang on a piggin' minute. Hang on a piggin' minute. Right, so this is clearly about the same size as that. Maybe it's just me. There's bushes in there, isn't it? It is just bushes. Ah, maybe it's just my brain has given out on me here. Not surprising. It's been a long day. Right, instead of those then, we could use this one. We can use that one. That'll be smaller. Right, that might be the faux roundabout done. Where are we in the chats? That's the correct size. Aha, the yew tree was a live oak tree before we even had a live oak tree. This is true. This is so true. Oh, I've got an ad. I've got an ad on my own stream. How about that? Great. They were drinking their V8. Anyway. George Bush Jr. is the oldest Bush alive. That's, yes. It probably just feels like he's been around forever. So bad it's good. The Nazca. Check out his Nazca map, Kiki. It's a beauty. It won't be to everybody's taste. I think Random will happily accept it. It is very buildable. It is very, very buildable. But what he's done artistically with it, as well as it being a buildable map, is very, very good indeed. So if you're looking to do something a bit niche and a little bit unusual, you can build on that one. It's still a good builder's map. You could export the... I could export them, but I did that exactly that with the I had some problems with the oil field with the, for some reason, it can only be me or a mod or something, all my oil wells and the everybody's favourite factory disappeared, and they've been missing for a little while, about a week I think. I've only recently noticed. So I've imported these from an old save, but I also noticed today, does everybody remember me spending all that time doing the pillars on the rail bridge? Yeah, they've disappeared. I don't understand why. Plus we've also got the pillars in the water as well. So I am going to import again from an older save, find an older save with them in, and then import them across. So importing is a thing. I'm not afraid to use it. But yes. So yeah, those road shapes like that, I think are, oh, hang on, we can get rid of this now. I think are a little bit more interesting rather than having like fields in the try that again. Rather than having fields in the start square and around here, it just kind of gives you the feel that, oh, it's supposed to be a city down this way, and then you can ignore these lines. It's only there for inspiration. If you actually want to use it, then you absolutely can, of course. Anyways, that yeah, I want to change the trees for alongside what would be the highways, but I'm not sure what trees I'm gonna want along here. I mean, got the live oak. Don't really want to use this. I've got an idea for that on the rail line. Generic? Generic? I think it might be the generic. Oh, man. Okay, let's try the generic. And I'm going to put them every 22 meters because there's a highway, so they should be a little bit further spread along, surely, maybe, possibly, a little bit. And I will start them clearly. I should really start them about here. What do we think? Somewhere around there? Are we freeform? Let's do freeform. And then to about there, and then to straight. Oh man, it's let go, isn't it? It's let go. From there to straight, and then from there. Can I actually do this in one swoop? I think mostly I can. Mostly, if not completely. Something weird going on here. I think about that. I think about that. Again, it doesn't have to be accurate. Doesn't have to be 100%. Just needs to inspire. Right. Draw this out. Oh, that's awful. I'm alright with this. It's probably going to end up being deleted though. Or worked upon. I've got ideas on how these can be worked upon actually. And then we've got the Bendy Wendy. Bendy Wendy. Bendy Wendy. Right, so that's my faux highway extension. And we could probably maybe preempt that with a... There we go. Ties that into what we have already. And we will now use the bulldozer to get rid of this. We are almost there for placeholder tree lines. This, I just genuinely think that this is a cops, i.e. not like police and stuff. I think this is just trees going on in here. So I am going to, let's start off with the get rid of you, thank you. In fact, I'm going to do this with move it. You can go away. Go away. In your own time, game. We will grab the, with the tree selected, we will grab this. It's not a very large area. I think I can probably cover this in very little time. Actually, it's a bit of a larger area than I thought. Well, okay, Well, alright. Well, we're just going to spam out a few. This will enable me to have a little bit of like variation in the patterns of the trees, I guess. And maybe it doesn't even have to be exactly. So if I come down to this corner here, I'm going to carry that on as if it was going straight, because that's what it was meant to do. And then I almost want to stick a little castle in there, actually. I almost want to stick a little castle in there. So much so, I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted. That's the wrong... I'm in the wrong buttons here. That's the button. Out the trees, please. That one. Or maybe this one. And maybe a small one here. Okay. So yeah, that becomes more of a park then, doesn't it? In the city. And that leaves us then with this extension to the rail. Now, I am definitely thinking here, because I have been thinking. What's going on? Lots of empty desert. Yeah, it's a desert map. Yes, it is a fantastic map. I would agree with that. Anyways, drinking their V8. What are you talking about? Right. Where were we? I have no idea where we were. We were looking for this and that. Not too close to the... How close do we want to go to the rail line here? That's okay, that sort of distance. To there. And again, we will remove a few. We'll just random it a little bit, so it's not just the same equidistant trees. Otherwise it just is clearly drawn out by the computer. And we will gonna be honest with you, this, I can see it's pink, but this pink, with my colour vision, it's really not helping me at all, this pink line. I know it's actually a strong contrast against the green, right? I get that, but it's actually, for me, it's not a great choice of colour. But I can't blame Colossal Order for it, because it's a mod. And I'm not going to blame anybody for it, because it's a fantastic mod. So let's just... this is Algernon, isn't it? Algernon's beautiful work. Yeah. So I'm not moaning. I'm not moaning. I'm just saying it's not necessarily the easiest mod for me to work with this. Is this pink or purple? I don't know. It's pink, I think. Hot pink. It's just I can't quite make out what's going on with this line at all. I can see it, I just can't really see it. Really. I'm aware of its existence, right? Oh man. Right, you're coming down to about here, I think. And then we kind of want to have a second rail line although this is going to be deleted, so it's not really a second rail line. Coming down this way, you're going to be doing that. You are going to be doing something like that, and you are going to be doing something like don't like that either. Bring it over this way. That's horrible. Is any part about this actually feeling right here? Hang on. You know what? I'll just end it short. It doesn't matter. This entire run, we did loop out a bit there. Oh, that's not very pretty. Is it going to show? That's the question. It's probably not going to show. Why am I bothered? Do I look like... Does face look bothered to you? It's not bothered. Am I bothered? Catherine Tate, comedy legend. Right, so we'll mix in some different trees. But I think that isn't too bad at all. Isn't too bad at all in terms of layout. I'm happy to leave them in place as placeholders and then come and rework them and switch some trees up and add some density and variations and imperfections and all the stuff you would expect. I'm good with most of this. Probably going to want a little bit of tree lining a bit further up as well, but that's good for as it is at the moment. What I would like to do next, hang on a second, what have we got going on? It's all neon. It's a neon sign in a futuristic cyberpunk city kind of pink. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I don't know. All right. Scrolling up a bit because I'm not ignoring previous messages I just missed. Honest question, BonBonB. What will you do if the map editor won't allow you to build new maps and new maps only come as DLCs? Harry, that is a spectacular question. If I had an answer for you, I would let you know the answer. It's honestly, I have no idea, at all. I find that, I mean, the thing is, a lot of my tutorials, my most watched tutorials, got nothing to do with the map editor. I can spend all my time just making tutorials for the game and for the mods that come along, and I would get more views. Because the maps are niche, it has kind of limited my channel. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I don't want to have maps. That's it. That's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and subscribing. I'm gone now. Oh, okay. I'll stay here a bit longer. All right. That picture came back up, didn't it? Good. Right. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to come up with the forest brush. And we're going to do the valley. That is the next port of call. Live oak into this. We'll make the size bigger. I'll move that so I can see the strength. Doesn't want to be so high. Density can be medium. Slope limit is probably okay. We've got trees that I don't really wish to be involved here. Where's the other tree? There you are. You're gone. Norway spruce. You are gone. And now this is where we have the highway. We don't do this, okay? We do not do that. We're going to work around the highway. In fact, we're going to work a little way away from the highway. and we can transition down in towards the highway, I think. Smaller brush for this side of the go there. And then this can come up this way. And this can go up this way. Lovely. It's Mr. Motorbike. Hello, Mr. Motorbike. Thanks for that. To be fair, he wasn't the loudest Mr. Motorbike we've ever had. But yes, I have... If there's no map editor, is it the worst thing that could happen to this channel? Probably not. I don't feel that I have to be obliged and do map reviews. But I probably should do some form of map reviews. I'm thinking with the CS2, if there is a map editor, which there probably will be, that variation of what map that I did with like six maps in one show, after doing sort of like a live review, it might be more along those lines. I think possibly, maybe a little bit. I don't know exactly, but it might be more along those lines. One show a week, a magazine show, you know, showing a few maps all at once with just brief cinematics, so that people get to see the pretties, and then maybe live explorations of maps. Because the thing is, we're all going to have to learn new skills. The maps are going to be so much bigger that there is, you know, speed building. Like I'm doing a speed build here. I'm saying speed build. I'm on episode 38. A lot of these are multi-hours, and the speed build has been clearly plus. Well, I mean, it's definitely over 50 hours of work already. And imagine with the new maps, I mean, just the amount of space. The tree painting in one of these new maps will be a chore. Which is why they probably look so absolutely, well, rough. Rough is probably the politer word. I was going to use a more Anglo-Saxon word. They don't look particularly great at the moment, do they? The tree painting. I mean, here's my impression of the tree painting in Cities Skylines 2 so far. Right, here we go. I need a slightly larger brush. Here we go. Right. There, done. That's it. I mean, it's perfectly adequate. I might even leave them there. There we go. That's my nod to Cities Skylines 2 and their tree painting. It's not magnificent, but it's perfunctory. You know, it's going to do the job. And so, credit for that. But this also leaves a lot to be desired. But they're going to have millions of new players that don't know any better. So, that's fine. You know, it took us a while. Look at the early maps on the workshop and how the standards have developed and improved. Yeah, we didn't know any better. Look at Teddy Radko with the bridges. Nobody was doing that. And all you need for that is Move It. Move It's been out a long while now. Why weren't we doing that? Nobody thought of it. Nobody knew any better. It's going to be a very interesting transitional time. So no live oaks on the highway. Thanks for the informative tutorial. What's this? Sorry. Oh, hang on. I didn't do I don't really like this result where you add other trees. In the same way that every other part of the map that I've done, I've gone along and, like here, I did the river's edge first with the U's, and then I did a small area around it, sort of semi-dense. Then I did the light brush, and then I've added in after the fact a few of the cottonwoods just to change the yes, of course I'm going to be going back and doing more. This is just the start, right? I mean, the second part, we haven't even done the second pass yet, which is with a lower density and a lower strength and a smaller brush, because I want to have some trees a little closer to the road, but I don't want to have that same, yeah, the heavy density that we just did there. And we will be doing exactly the same. We'll go back and we'll pick some of those cottonwoods, some of the generic pines, maybe some Norway spruces, because we are along a ridge here, so definitely going to have some Norway spruces along this side so they can merge into the mountains. It'll all come together. You're gone. Get off. Thank you. It's all gonna come together. I say all this. I don't know. I've still got some more cinematics to record for the 81 player collaboration. Also need to contact Larry. Is Larry in the room? I need to contact Larry because it's his turn for 2 o'clock this week. I'll drop him a Discord later, I think. But sometimes he's about, and I can sort of, if I can grab him now, that'd be a bonus. Save me making a message later. Come on. Oh, sorry, I was talking about the lines in the main area. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's... If I go back to the main area, I was just taking a break from it, because, you know, when you just focus on the area so long, you don't see any different. Yeah, this is placeholder. As I did mention, I was going to do some imperfections where I took out... I took out some bits here. Like I took out this bit, I took out that bit. For a start, there'll be bits that are taken out just to make it imperfect. Also, there might be just like a couple of trees taken out here and there. Maybe just one tree taken out, if I can just get rid of one here and there. To break, you know, to give it some imperfections. Then there will be variations of trees. I might actually go, do you know what? No, I don't want these trees down here. I want to have a different tree down here. And then with this particular area here, I'm kind of inspired by Bringer of Fire's field painting with the double line trees. So I'm thinking I might do a double line tree down here, double line tree over this side, and then single line on either side there, just to give that a different, almost arena kind of enclosed feel. And again, what it'll end up looking like, I do not know. But yeah, no, this is placeholder, because if I focus on an area too long, I literally don't see the wood for the trees. Pun very much intended. So yeah, we're going back there. I just need to get away from it and do something a little bit more freeform. And that is what we do now. You see, just a bit of freeform. Come along here. Oh, I had a bunch of kids in my store today, and they're all good kids, all right? And I'm not just saying that just to be sort of nice, right? You know, oh, they're good kids. All kids are good kids at heart, and you know they're little ragamuffins, right? But no, these ones are good kids, but my goodness. I mean, I know I can talk, right? I do YouTube. So I know I can talk, but this is one girl amongst them. Nice lass. I think she might have a little bonbon crush, which is weird given that she's about 12. But I made a joking remark about having a crush on me, and she went bright red. So maybe she has, but you know, let's face it. You got a crush on a 50-something-year-old bloke. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, you'll get over it. I'm sure I had crushes on weirder people. I mean, one of my high school teachers, she was a chemistry and biology teacher. But to be fair, it was an all-boys school. Most of the teachers were men, and there really wasn't much in the way of competition for her. She probably was the crush for pretty much every guy in the school who didn't have a sister who had friends to have crushes on. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's like, but yeah, this girl, boy, can she talk. I'm pretty sure she breathes through her skin, because even I can't get a word in edgeways with her, and that is saying something. But anyway, and then on top of that, one of my favourite kids has been on holiday in America. And another lass, this one. I mean, there are boys in the group as well. It's not just girls that come in to see me in my shop. There are boys as well. But yeah, she is one of my favourite. She's officially, and every time I say it with her about, you know, I use quotations, air quotes. She's officially my favourite, because she basically referred to her as my favourite once, and I agreed with her. But yeah, now she's a really sweet kid. Just come back from is it Disneyland or Disney World in Miami, Orlando? Anyway, she's just come back from there, had a really good time, and it's really good to see her. That was after losing a friend, just getting one of the genuinely nice kids coming back with stories of their holiday was just a real. It was just a nice bonus today. Just a nice bonus. I really needed it. And then there's another lad who I call he's a lad. He's well into his 20s. He spent time inside, and he's really hard work. He does suffer with what are they called? Autism. That's it. Suffers with autism. Is that the politically correct way? Yeah, he has autism. There we go. And he is actually, and I know he can't help it because he's got autism, but he is quite horrible. He is quite horrible. And yeah, when he comes in, he's the stuff that the vileness. I mean, it's a lot of it's joking, but it's vile joking, and it's ooh. But yeah, so I had to deal with him again. Did I say deal with him today? But you know, humour him, make conversation with him. But there's no point telling him, because it's, you know, it's part of his condition, I guess. And he spent time inside based off of his condition. But yeah, that's a bit of a headache some days at the end of the day. Give me the little old ladies. I like flirting with the little old ladies. They love it. I love it. It's fine. No harm is done. And yeah, gives them something to go home and feel good about. You know, telling them that, you know, oh, your eyes are sparkling today, Mavis. Oh, the young man, he said my eyes were sparkling. Oh, bless. Yeah, that's what I like, dealing with the public. Just putting a smile on their face is just nice. It doesn't take much, does it? Right. Oh, right. We're a slightly larger brush. And just swoops down this way. And swoops down this way. And we'll just do a little patch in here. Probably want a smaller brush for that. And a stronger brush for that. We'll bring in a variety of trees again just to flesh out this area. Not immediately, but soon. Again, I do feel we need the spruce in these areas as well, so we can get more of a vibe like this down there. But first passes, let's start with just a bit of coverage. We're getting good coverage here. Like such. And maybe a little patch of tree in the middle there. I'm leaving these here. I made a joke about it, but I'm going to leave them there. That's going to break up this little plateau a bit. Happy accidents are happy accidents. Ooh. Did let me say anything else in the chat from before there? The UK city is a different one from a southern Spanish one, and Italian one, I guess, has nothing to do with a German one. I don't know, a little bit, and the Dutch one and the Romanian one, and so on. So even the US has different styles from state to state. I'd agree with that. Wish they talked about the editor or editors. Yeah, I'm sure they will, but it's a low priority. Number one for them is the game. Right? They've never hidden away from the fact it will be moddable. But how will it be moddable is the question. And so those are things that will pop up very early on. And again, we're all going to be curious. We're all going to take an early look. And I cannot wait. Trust me, day one. I am going to be off work that week. There will be plenty of streams from me that week. And I will be... Yes, I'll look at the editors. I'll probably do that very early on. If not before doing a stream. I said I'd leave it a little bit, but I'll probably, just for you guys... We'll go into the editors first off. We'll have a little look. But I want to play the game. I want to learn the game. And thus, my priority isn't actually the editors. Is making a map it helps to know what the players are going to be looking for, right? If you don't know what makes a good map, you can't make a good map. And I think the best way to do that is to maybe build a city or two. Just get a feel for it. What is it that makes a good City Skylines map? So that's the plan. I will be streaming for pretty much the entire... I'm going to end up with a flat butt from sitting down and just streaming for a whole week. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be absolutely worth it. I'm going to have a real wild time, and hopefully we'll have a few of you around. We go here. What's this? Boys, is today a heated gamer moment? I'm skipping back to the bottom there. Right. Your plan, Random, is to look at the theme and map editors, see how things are within 2 hours, and then ask for a refund. Oh, man. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Oh, yeah. Is it? Hang on a second. If you get a refund, you could do an hour and a half's worth of build, save it, copy the file across, ask for a refund, buy the game under a new account, do an hour and a half's worth of build with the using the map that you've just been working on. You could play Cities Skylines for free with unlimited free Steam accounts just by getting refunds and copying the save files across. There we go. I've just put Paradox out of business. You heard it here first. The BonBon exclusive. Well, let's hang on. I think I'm just going to pop a few varieties along here. This feels a bit. I think I might have missed an area here. Right, that's not so bad now. Probably the same here. Getting there. Getting there indeed. Getting there indeed. Definitely filled out a lot there. Let's do the scary bits. Oh, hang on a second. You could publish under the name Random 505. What if you don't get a refund? What if you don't get a refund? Book a flight to Finland and ask them nicely. Pitchforks in your garden. Random 69. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. Oh, I see. Yeah, if we can't make our own, this is the thing, right? I'm putting it out there now. We will be able to make our own maps, right? We will. There's no way they won't have included that. But I'm about to do the scary thing. Are we ready? 109,970. So I've got 100,000 trees. I've got this many trees left to play with. And some more. We are well within limits. Well within limits, and we will be well within limits. A lot of the bulk trees are now done. In terms of, this is probably about the last area that I had to bulk tree. We've just got some fade, some filling, some highlight trees to make the forest look a little bit more interesting. Yet some detailing trees like along the beach there, and making this city area look a little bit more interesting, because as Random quite rightly says, he doesn't like it at the moment. I don't like it at the moment, but I think it works. That's the important thing. I like the concept of it, and I'm going to roll with the concept of it. I'm just going to add variation from what we have. It's not quite there, but it's good enough for me to feel I can roll. I can roll with the concept on it, right? Okay, good. Got that there. Got it out. Bit of tree detailing around the edges of the quarry, probably mostly with the grasses, I feel, and so on there, and probably got to try and work some sort of maybe a bit more work with the vegetation in the what are they called? Waterfalls. They're called waterfalls, right? That kind of thing there. That's okay. I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna end the stream. I'm just gonna rest for a moment. I'm just gonna rest. I will set up the camera. Here's as good a place as any. I've got some water. I've got a fruit roll up. There you go. This is healthy eating, guys. A fruit roll up. 99% sugar. That is. It's pure fruit. Lidl's own brand. Honestly, it's supposed to be mango flavoured. Oh, what flavour it is. It tastes like eating like flavoured plastic. That's the best way I can describe it. It's one of the most unpleasant things I've had in a long while, but you know, I bought them. I'm not going to throw them straight. I don't waste stuff. If I buy it, I eat it. Blimey, that was really bad English. If I buy it, I eat it. There we go. If I buy it, I eat it. In it, mate. Ah, bonbon. It says there. That's got to be a question for me, surely. What will be the name of this map? Well, it was discussed. It was discussed very early on. Well, very early on. Several episodes ago, we were bouncing names around for the map. I didn't have a name for it back then. I still don't have a name for it now. But I jokingly said one that kind of is correct. It is the name for the map. I'm not saying what it is yet, because the thing is, you're seeing everything here, right? You are seeing everything with this map build. There's nothing in this map that is a secret. I'm holding one detailing thing back. It's not really going to be a big surprise when you see it. But I'm holding one detailing thing back, which I'll put in once the map is finished, just because I think it would be funny. But other than that, and again, it's not like a detailing thing in like I'm going to draw a pair of boobs in the middle of the map. No, nothing like that. There's not going to be any coy underwater penis or anything like that. It's just one bonus little bit of detailing that I'm going to put in after them, so that you, having seen the map build, can come and have a look at the map and go, oh, that's what he did extra. It'll add you one extra. Yeah, if you open up the map, it will give you something to find and go, oh, right. You know, that's basically what I'm thinking in terms of that. But in terms of the name, because there's not really going to be many surprises, I'm going to hold back on the name for now. Just for now. But it is the obvious name for the map, I think. Having said it, as soon as I said it, I thought, oh. And there was somebody in the chat who basically said, yeah, that is exactly. I remember the wording they used. I'm not going to use it, because if it was you, I can't remember who it was. That's the thing. I'm rubbish at remembering who said things. But let's say if it was you, Maverick. Let's say the exact words were. I'll make it up now. That's the correct name, right? Then you go, I remember writing that, so you'll remember what that was. So I'm not gonna give any clues. But somebody said it. Sorry, I said it. Somebody went, oh, that's the correct name, but in different words. And I went, yeah, actually, you are right. So it has a name. It's absolutely the correct name for the map. It's not St. Catherine's Bay. What a new big B. I must remember the B. Dang it. I forgot we've got... Who was here? Who was here for the big B? Hopefully the big B is still here. Where's the big B gone? Hang on. Where did the big B go? I'm very confused. Okay, notes and segments. There it is. Yeah, we have a big B under the water. That'll be going. All right, that was just there for my own entertainment. But yeah, that'll be going. Different sort of big B. Oh no! What? Disaster? Are you having a stroke? No, but denals. or Danel's no Bob. Oh, it's written backwards. Bonbon Island's written backwards. That is awful, mate. That is so bad. It's more than 50 pipples that make maps. But yeah, there is definitely probably going to be a demonstration outside their building. BonBonB probably will be there as well. What? I'm very confused. Oh, there's... Oh, sorry. Yeah. Do you know, it's because English is not a first language. There's more than 30 people. Not pipples. Yeah, I'm with you. There's more than 30 people that make maps. Yeah. All the map makers should go to Finland. There's only 30 of them. What, 30 people in Finland? But it was not me, so I don't remember. So you need to tell me. All right, yeah. Very nice. Big B Bay. Good one. I like it. Not correct. Keep that Easter egg for subscribers. It's yeah. I wouldn't mind. I would leave it in there, right? But it's, as Easter eggs go, it's actually a pretty poor one. If I'm going to put something in here under the water, like the BonBonB logo or something like that, I want it to be better than this. This was sketched out in moments. Can't remember who it was who said you need a big B, and as in BonBonB. Yeah. I get the joke. Very funny. So I did a big B, and this took me literally as long as it looks like it took me. Literally that long. It can't stay in here. I'm sorry, it cannot stay in here. But it's a bit of fun. Right up there with the anybody remember the shipwreck? Hopefully my shipwreck's still under here. Let's do a search for the props. It make it quicker to find. There we go. And the prop snapping has broken on here as well. So we have the octopuses have sunk back down to ground level, which is weird. I honestly don't mind them being ground level. Let me just do that and bring this one out. Oh, come on. I'll give you a little rotate. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. Sometimes the prop snapping sticks. Oh god, I've gone bounced again. Sometimes the prop snapping sticks, and sometimes it just doesn't. I think we'll get rid of that one. I think that's one more than we need. Yeah, I'll do. Right, so yeah, I'll leave that there. I'm okay with that there. Even with the octopuses down at sea level, snap back down to the ground. That doesn't worry me at all. Anyway, what we got? Easter egg for subscribers. 30 people in colossal order. Yeah, it's a small team. Bigger than it was though. Have you ever seen the James Bond movies? Who? James Bond? I don't know. Who? James Bond? Is he an actor? Is he an actor? Why have I not heard of James Bond? Bum ba lum bum 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 ba lum bum ba da da be now ba da da ba 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 da do 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 boo doo ba do do. No, never heard of it. James Bond movies. There's probably some I haven't seen, but I think I've seen most of them. Traditionally in the UK, quite often there'll be one on Christmas Day. Quite often there'll be one on Christmas Day, and then you get into the New Year and they go, "Oh, we're going to do a James Bond, and we're going to show them all in order." And Oh, here we go again. Okay, famous James Bond movies, everybody. Any preferences? Oh, no. Favourite James Bond. Any preferences? I think Timothy Dalton is massively underrated. So, I don't think he quite looked like Bond. But I thought he was exceptional in the role. So, I'm gonna pick him out. I mean, there are obvious calls as well, but I think I would give him a shout. Doctor Knows, good one. Johnny English. Johnny English is brilliant. Mind you, anything with Rowan Atkinson in it is brilliant. I don't know if there's anything that isn't brilliant with him in it. What am I looking for? Let's go back to Live Oaks. I'm going to do a bit of edge detailing. Again, just bring out a little bit of. I've got to come back and rework a lot of these areas. But getting some trees down for the first moment. In fact, I did say I wanted to rework this completely here. So if I do that, I was happy for this peninsula or this loop to be quite tree because it matches all of these. So again, this is just the first pass. I will be coming back and reworking these areas with more variation. But yeah, the tree painting is just such a big part of map making. I think maybe bring this, thin that out a little bit. And maybe bring that into here. So we're just getting the shapes right. We can come back and correct any issues with it. Like so. Nice, nice, nice. Itchy head. And do you know what? I think we'll just wind that at that point there. There is a definite cry for trees to come down through here. Maybe even to tie up with that and a little crawl along the edge of the, like so. There's going to be a lot of this going on. A lot of this. Favourite Indiana Jones movie? Indiana Jones and the Chamber of Secrets. Absolutely, without question. My favourite Indiana Jones movie. There's not much of Indiana Jones in it, mind you, for that matter. Just a guy with a lad with glasses and a scratch on his head. But it's a superb movie. That's all right. Got a little patch here as well that got loads of little areas. I'm gonna have to come back and just tree detail and just work them and Make sure that every part of the map just feels that it's been loved. It's not just being thrown out and go, well, we don't need to do this section. Like that. Like that. And also like this. Like so. Like so. Like so. Oh. A bit like that. Probably a little bit of edge. A little bit of love along the edges there. And a little bit of that. This also looks like something like that. Much better. Ooh, we have this area here as well. I'm going to go slightly larger brush here. The live oak is doing a lot of the carrying at the moment, I think. Doing a lot of the donkey work, but it will be joined by its friends. Treebeard and the others. Hello, we have a I'm going to remove those trees there. I'm not liking this speed brush here. Was awful, just awful. Glad I didn't do it. That'd be very embarrassing. Indiana Jones and the Fantastic Beasts. Oh yes, Pierce Brosnan. You know, Pierce Brosnan, I think, looked James Bond through and through. I don't hate him, but of most of the James Bonds, I think he's one of my least favourites. You know, he's not it's kind of like with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. I really didn't like her Doctor Who at all. I would go so far as to say I hated her Doctor Who, her version of Doctor Who. Pierce Brosnan, he's like possibly my least favourite of the James Bonds, but I don't hate his James Bond. I would watch his James Bond quite happily. Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, I have real trouble watching on the whole. You know, I've not watched the series twice, so I should maybe give it a better, more of a chance if I watch it through like a second run. Maybe it's something that needs to be watched twice to really appreciate, but I really don't know. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan. I mean, he's good, and I would watch it, but I wouldn't choose it. So there you go on that one. Pierce Brosnan. But Timothy Dalton, yeah, Timothy Dalton was, again, don't think he looked the part. He doesn't quite look like James Bond to me. There we go. From Russia with Love, good movie. Random's never seen a James Bond movie. Have you seen any of the... Oh, what's that one with what's his flip? Basically the American James Bond movies, but they're not James Bond. It's forgotten his name now. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm crap with names. Full stop. Oh, dang it! Anyway, yeah. If you've not seen them, you've not seen them. That's we'll let you off. Yeah, how many Italian movies have I seen? And I'm now shrugging my shoulders. I can't name you one. So, mind you, I'm not sure how big the movie industry is in Italy. How big is the movie industry in Italy? Random? It's not really something that jumps out at me as something I know Italy for. I mean, food, wine, love. Food, wine and love. And olive oil. Ruins. Definitely ruins. Corrupt governments. There you go. These are the things I think of when I think of Italy. I don't think of a movie industry. I'm wondering if as much of that is just because of the language. Movies that are produced in Italian, how well do they carry across to the mass market, i.e. the English-speaking world? You know, if you make an Italian movie, it's how many Swedes are going to watch an Italian movie when it's in Italian? Yeah, unless it's an exceptional movie and you get your old subtitles and you have to read your way through the movie. That's the thing. Beautiful coast. Oh man, I forgot to mention the coast. John Wick. It wasn't. Oh, you watched John Wick. Oh, I'm trying to think what that bloody. It's so. Bourne. The Bourne movies. Jason Bourne movies. That's the guy I was thinking of. Yeah. You've seen the Bourne movies. They're basically James Bond, but with an American lead. It's not really James Bond, but you know what I mean. It's the American take on the James Bond with the gadgets and the action and they yeah, Jeopardy. That's yeah. If you like the Bourne movies, I think you might like James Bond. There we are. See, best answer. Fun fact. Oh, I like fun facts. Italy has the most number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world. Really? Is that true? It's not massively surprising, given the history of Italy. Great history. Matt Damon, that's the one. I couldn't think of his name. It's like it was there. It was on my tongue. It took me long enough to remember Jason Bourne, which is like ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Yeah, there's a lot of history in Italy, and then on top of that, a lot of beautiful locations. Some of those coastlines are absolutely stunning. Knowing how many, wow, 55. Okay, here's the next question for anybody who's here live, right? Your country. What is it that you are most proud about with your country? So having 50, say 50, assuming the 55 is the correct number, it's a guess or whatever. Knowing that your country has like the most UNESCO heritage sites would be a reason to be proud of your country. What is it with your country that you are proud? Like the Paris Olympics, you could be proud about that if you're French, I guess. However, we did beat you to the Olympics with London. It was us and you, and we won. So the only reason why you've got the Olympics next year is because we've just held them. So you tell you what, you were going to do a cracking job. Paris is one of the true great capitals of the world, and I would put it above London. I would put it above, only slightly above London. I mean, I would say London is S tier as well, but I would put Paris just slightly above London in the capital stakes. You are going to do an absolutely amazing job with the Olympics. I am really looking forward to seeing especially what you do with the opening ceremony, because the the French take on, because art as well. Art. When I think France, I think art. So beautiful. But yeah, you're proud of the Euros 2020. Oh no. I know you're not, because you have no interest in soccer at all, do you? You have no interest in association football at all. You put your cards on the line before, and I know that you're lying about that. All you're doing is having a little dig at BonBon's expense, and that's fine, right? Fun fact about Matt Damon. Ooh, fun fact time. Fun fact: his first movie was actually an assignment for one of the course in uni, and he made a movie with Ben Affleck and even won an Oscar. I didn't know about the Oscar, but I know that him and Ben Affleck were plotting movies and that kind of thing from a very young age. They go into the cafeteria and basically just have their directors meetings in the cafeteria, and good for them. Good for them. And it kind of worked out all right for them, didn't it? Kind of worked out. Oh, come on. All right for them. Fun fact about Nick Cage: born into the industry. Oh yeah, just a little bit of nepotism possibly involved in his success, but good for him. Again, massively talented. I don't begrudge him at all. Massively talented. I like Nick Cage. What we're doing here? That one can go. We are going to be reworking all of these anyway, so I'm just removing a few bits and bobs. Gets the system rolling, doesn't it? I'll get rid of both of those, I think. And at the end here, that can go. In fact, I'm going to get rid of all of those at the end there. And that as well can go. And these, I think we'll get rid of all of those there, and maybe a couple of those on the end there. Good Will Hunting. Oh man, what a movie. Yeah, Good Will Hunting. Got me. Sorry, yes, I was on top of that. Anything to have a dig. Mine is no different from like the Brits, the English having a jibe at the Germans. You know, was it one World Cup and 2 World Wars? Doo-dah. Yeah, but you forgot to mention like the 4 other times that Germany have won the World Cup and we didn't even qualify. You know. We're really good at mocking them, and then you go, well, hang on a second, but what happened to you? Where were you in that World Cup that we won? Oh, we were sat at home watching it on the television. Yes. Oh, it's genius. Right. Anyway, I was just tweaking a few bits there, because sometimes you've just got to do that. You've got to distract yourself for a minute. I'm going to do this. I feel that this... I did mention something about this and doing a bringer of style. A bringer of style. Wow. He should change his name. Bringer of style. That is what we have. Right, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to redo it with... Come on. The bumper-dumper-dump. Oh my goodness me. I probably have done this backwards. Let's do this with Find It. Jen. pine. Is it generic pine? It is a generic pine. What's that one? Boreal pine. It's fine. We are good. We are golden. We're going with a straight line. We're going to push these quite close together. 8 might be. Try 7. Not entirely sure whether or not 7 is the number we're looking for, but let's. Do you know what? It might be okay. That could be a lot worse. In fact, I like it so much, we're going to use that to save me drawing it again. We'll do that and that. And then oh, could do with the line. So we have ourselves a hard box, and I'm not sure what we're going to line it with. I am not sure at all what we're going to line with. What have I got? What did I? Oh, here we go. This bloody thing. Always forget to shut that down. Could it be? Could it be? I don't know. I don't know if I like any of these for the job I'm looking for here. Don't know if I like any of these for the job I'm looking for here. The nearest is going to be this one, but I don't know that I want it. All right. Well, let's see how it works. Let's see how it works with that. Line 7 meters apart. Why not? No, not 7 meters apart. 4.9 meters apart. Bring this down a little bit. Yep, something like this, I think. I wasn't actually going to do a full box, but I think it looks a bit weird if I don't. So, I think something like that. Just had something a bit different again. Something a bit urban-y feeling, because it's a box. The box. A box is what it is. Oh, let's catch up on the chat because bringer of style fire. Wait, sorry, it was 58. 53 of the cultural sites. Hang on a minute. You're trying to tell me you got a 111 of stuff. I used to sort the table on Wikipedia. No, you used to sort the table. Oh, you use that to sort the table, and 3 natural sites. Yeah, what a country though. What a history. What a history. One of the few countries, although it wasn't a country, it was the Romans, to actually conquer the British Isles. So well done. Why you would want to have done such a thing is a different question, but well done. I mean, I don't know what to do with these trees. I think the answer is we need to bulldoze some. So it's not quite as it's got to have some imperfections, right? I think. And I think that the odd bulldozed tree does that. Plus it saves on the tree count. And that is, I mean, half a dozen trees isn't going to make much of a difference, but it's still going to help a little bit with the tree count. We'll do, in fact, I'm going to take out a few there and then a few here. And then maybe scapper them back in again there. Scapper? We're going to scapper them back in. That's what we're doing. I'm going to leave you open. Still think I'm going to add some extra patches, little copses and whatever into these areas just to make them again a little bit more interesting. But yeah, just making these lines a little bit imperfect I think is gonna make the map a little bit more interesting. A couple of, come on. And another one there. Two of them side by side. Then another one there maybe. Then we'll leave a few. Yeah, I think I will come back and maybe double line some areas, just little bits, make some variations. I might just leave these small trees in place because they're not doing a bad job at what I'm hoping for them to do at all. I wasn't sure that they would work, and they are, for what I was looking for, they're doing the job. Whether or not the job is worth doing, now that is a better question. Made one vanilla map, and it was what was I say? It was so hard to keep the tree count low. Yep, there is that to be said. There is that to be said. It is a skill, but yeah, this isn't so much. I mean, I was joking about keeping the tree count low by doing this because honestly, it's gonna make such a negligible difference. It'd be quicker for me if I need to save some trees. It'd be quicker for me to go right. Nobody's going to notice that these are missing. I could just, if I need to save some, I'll be able to just pick a small area and go right. Do we really need the trees this close to the? And I can make some. There's room to make savings. These individual chiseling away bits and pieces here, this isn't really about tree savings. It is more an aesthetic statement to say, well, it's imperfections, and it hopefully will add something extra to the map, especially when, like I say, I've gone and done a bit of double lining, a few tree clusters or whatever that line the edges. The detailing, this is where we're going to be, where this map will hopefully elevate when we get a little bit of variation in the trees, get a bit of tree detailing, a bit of nuance. That's my plan. Do both sides of the road, I think. I think I might leave that as perfect on the end there. There's something about that clean end. It's always good to have a clean end, gentlemen. Just sort of let you know. You never know when you're going to need it. Oh dear. Be nice, wipe twice, right? Oh dear. Right, so coming down here, and I think we will probably do some kind of tree fade out here. There we are. And how it just like fades away, and probably do something similar with the trees here. Now they just will just increasing the average number before we get a gap there, and that's okay. Does feel that this wants to be a bit sharper though, so I'm happier to leave a lot more trees untouched in this one. Something like about there. Maybe lose that one and that one. Maybe that one. I'm going to leave this one to be a lot more complete and a lot more crisp. Maybe that one. And this one for that matter, actually. Just a little break there, and then maybe something like that at the end there, just so it starts opening up. What I'm going to do, I think, is just move this guy out that way. Right, so what do we think? That's a bit more pleasing. This is, like I say, not finished. Not finished. I think I need to do a double or a harder line along one of these edges, maybe. Possibly something like there. Just this section. We'll see. Question for Mapmaker. Do you keep counts in even numbers or odd numbers, or 5s and 10s? Because you keep them in evens, O's and 5s. What? Huh? What? Hang on. Map looks often like it is missing lots of trees when you keep it in the tree limit. A lot depends. A lot depends on that one. Well, we Vikings did almost conquer the British lines. Well, yeah, you certainly made inroads. You certainly made inroads. There's a lot of people with Viking blood in the north. Certainly, I know of in the northeast. If you go along the coast facing the North Sea, there's a lot of people up that way with Viking heritage. Counts of trees, etc. You mean, like volume on the TV goes up to 11. Spinal Tap, anybody? Spinal Tap. Yeah, but my one goes up to 11. It's like, what? Oh, it's hilarious. Oh, what a great movie. Like, what? Hang on. Like 253 350 or 17604. Maverick. I know you've been drinking, but do not take it out on us. We haven't got a clue. What are you talking about? You will only stop putting trees down when you end up with an even number or a 5 or a 0. Is that what you mean? Do you keep the counts in even numbers? So what's my count at the moment? So let me just see if I'm getting this concept right. Are you Right, so the tree count at the moment is even. So I could stop putting down trees now and your OCD would be happy. But if I were to go up to 87, your OCD wouldn't like it, correct? I'm thinking I'm guessing it right. I think I'm getting it right there, yeah. I'm assuming I'm getting it right there. Now you pointed out that cluster, I'll notice them. Right, I made one vanilla map. It was so hard for me to keep the tree count low. We've read that. I've read that. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm up to date on the chat. Honestly, Maverick, it's not something that has crossed my mind. Where random says along yeah, if it ends over 69, I think if I was on 68, I would push it up to 69 just because I'm puerile, right? But I wouldn't deliberately aim for 69 unless the map itself was a meme map based around 69, in which case I would be doing it on purpose. But no, I honestly I couldn't tell you how many trees I placed in Bonbon Island or whatever. As long as I'm within the limits, or I'm aware that I'm going to be going over, because that's what I'm not worried about a tree count. That's what I'm thinking. Are these the right trees here? Don't think these are the right trees here. I think this main avenue coming up here will be a different tree. Yeah? A different tree. But maybe not now. In fact, looking at the clock, because I still need to record some cinematics for the 81 player collaboration at the end of the week, and I have been streaming now for 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to wind this up now so I can do that. I also need to message Larry, and I probably need to go to sleep at some point as well. But yeah, let's do a quick float over the map as a whole to get the vibe of it. I haven't done this for a while. So we've got these outlying islands that have got placeholder trees on them. There is definitely some finesse that needs to be done with the trees and the islands here. Then we've got the former river delta, which is probably where the river used to go, I would say, before they tried to provide, we've got the harbour, the man-made harbour, I imagine. We have the valley heading up to the everybody's favourite factories, and the road up here, we've now patched it, so we have little holes in it, little gaps where the road is just like winds out, and then it winds back in again, and it's just a silly little thing, and that is there only to hide the outside connection. We have the kelp farms as well, which is vanilla plus. Anybody with playing with Tree Anarchy will get the full benefit of that. The river. I think the rivers are a good shape, and we've got a lot of them. I'm gonna have to get the must remember to do the rail bridge. Grab the pillars again, save them across the second time. Heading up this way into the ore, and be farming. Maybe these areas here, I need to mark out a couple of farms actually. These placeholder trees that I painted here, I think maybe we should mark out a couple of farms in these areas. Might be a better move. But yeah, into the quarry, we have the waterfalls falling out of the implausible fantasy mountains. the side river going up the back of the three sister mountains. Out that way. Heading down this way. More higher plateaus again. You got the big plateau, Le Grand Plateau. There we go, that one there. Which again, still haven't finished doing the tree work up here, but a lot of the tree coverage is sorted now. So we're talking like lighter trees, that kind of stuff, just to pick out the shapes, pick out the colours. You've got the deep valley there with strong tree coverage in there. We have the oil fields with the oil wells, which are now back on the map. Back on the map. Follow the river down, and then you reach the backside of the castle. Ooh, it's a castle. So yeah, still work to be done with the tree painting in this area as well. And then down to the resort area, which I've done no work at all, but we're getting close. Now that we've got trees, a first pass of trees going down the highway, it's going to encourage me to... I thought you were being naughty there, Mr. Tree. I thought you were being naughty. Yeah, that, and I've left a clearing here because that is a smooth route going down to the beach. Right, I think I'm feeling it. I think I'm feeling it. I'll say definitely want to going to do something a little bit. I think with the rail lines, we'll have this sort of shape of forest, I think, coming up. These eastern cottonwoods here, I might end up replacing them with something here that kind of mirrors but has a hard line running up the side of the rail line, so it just butts up against this. I think that would work better than what I've done here with the cottonwoods. The cottonwoods could work around this, I guess, but I reckon this side of it needs to change. But it's definitely starting to... if I released the map in this state, I reckon a lot of people would be just happy with it. I don't think there would be too many complaints. It does feel unfinished to me still, because it's unfinished. But it's looking... yeah, for me, it's looking okay. I can't pronounce... I need to... hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 he says in his very best. Elena Yakovleva. Elena Yakovleva. I would never have guessed that. Elena, thank you very much for I mean, I don't even know what you said yet. Let me Google what you said there. Hang on. Hello. Bonsoir, Elena. Bonsoir to you. Absolute pleasure to have you along, Elena. Lovely name. Beautiful name. Beautiful Russian name. Or Ukrainian, or wherever you are. Beautiful. In the end of tree count in the map editor. You want to see the tree count? Are you saying? Oh, I'm with you. Oh yeah, sorry. It's from a section that we've already read. Let's have a little look-see at the tree count. So yeah, 112,000. So I'm about halfway. on the count. There's no way I'm using this many trees again in the areas I haven't worked. Beginning to look good. Beginning. And you've not been drinking. Really? It's about time you started then. Hello, Elena. Now you translate that. Oh, bless. Yeah. I think we've done okay. I think we've done okay. We made good progress today. Motorbikes. Thank you, Mr. Motorbike. There's your new theme. Your new meme. Thank you, Mr. Motorbike, right? Yeah, I'm good with this so far. There's probably a little bit of terrain work to do in the mountains, but I think by the time we get the trees down, you may not notice it. I might just leave it. But yeah, I'm quite pleased. I also have a technique lined up for the placing of the shipping lines, but we'll worry about that when we get to the shipping lines. It's I don't know, it might even go down to a mini tutorial. It might. But yeah, I have an idea lined up for how I'm going to do it. Because I have some sandbanks here, you see. You go over the and you see the sand detailing. We have like shallow waters here, here and here. But when you go into the shipping lines tool, for want of a better, I can't think of the word now, none of this detailing shows up, so you can't really see which is sandbank. So I've got an idea for how I'm going to handle that to make sure that we don't end up going over into any shallow waters. That's my thought process anyway. But yeah, I'm good. I am very, very good. So thanks, guys. I am going to wind this up now so I can load up the game proper and record some more cinematics and drop Larry Skylines a note to say make sure you're available this week. So great. Anyway, thanks Maverick. Thanks Dan. I see you arrived. Better late than never. Bless you. Thanks Randon. Thanks Elena. Thanks Grizzly. Thanks Grizzly. Who else did we have in the chat today? We had Random. Who? We had Random. Dazarth. Hi Dazarth. Sorry, I don't remember calling your name out. I remember seeing your little pink dinosaur head, but I don't remember because it's not something that's readable. I probably didn't give you a mention. But hi Dazarth. I saw you there. Oh, I did mention, yeah, with your Bonbon Island written backwards. That was it, wasn't it? You did kind of get a nod. And Kiki, the lovely Kiki. We do love a bit of Kiki, don't we? Harry Plays was here as well, of course. And I think we might be nearing the top. Oh, and then Azareth. Azareth was here about 5 hours ago. I think we might have just ticked off every box there. I think we just about ticked off every box. Random was here really early, by the way. Cheers, Random. Cheers for being a great subscriber. Speaking of subscribers, how you have it subscribe. You are a subscriber, aren't you? Yeah. And of course you have hit the like button, haven't you? I'm just checking. I know you have. But if you haven't, now's a good time to do so because I don't have an outro. We will be going straight to the close screen. So I appreciate all of you. I love you very, very much. I will be back maybe tomorrow morning. Possibly. Because I just want to keep working on this thing. I want to get it done. So maybe tomorrow morning. If not, Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? If not, it'd be tomorrow night. I am definitely available tomorrow night. Wasn't Thursday last week I went out. Thursday this week I'm staying in. So I will definitely be about at some point tomorrow night, if not tomorrow morning. And I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. You guys are the very, very best. I love you very, very much. I already told you that already. I love you. Oh, you're lovely people. I love you very, very much. Have a great day and see you very, very soon.